Hello everyone, my name is Mohammad Suleiman. Here are my note cards. There is a balance between innocence and guilt. Let's say that there's a compelling evidence on a certain suspect for a case. And let's imagine at the same time that we find a small object, as in a piece of hair or an eyelash, or maybe a small drop of blood. What can this small item and how can it impact? Well, this item can impact really huge. Hello everyone, my name is Mohammad Suleiman, and today thank you guys first of all for all coming out here tonight. And today I have an informative speech about DNA evidence. And unfortunately, I'm not a scientist or a researcher about DNA evidence. However, I'm interested and curious about the subject. I took a criminology class my senior year of high school. And from then, I kept on learning about DNA evidence. So what does DNA stand for? DNA stands for deoxyribonucleic nucleic acid. So which would lead to us that all of us share DNA in the same way. We all have genes reinformed from our parents, from our mother and father, and they have reinformed it from their mother and father as well. So my speech today would shed light on DNA evidence and with the definition of DNA evidence and its structure and the usefulness and importance of this subject. So what is DNA evidence? DNA evidence, according to ScienceHistory.org, Francis Crick and James Walton discovered in the mid-20th century, 1953, DNA evidence. They both described it as genetic marking to all living organisms. Which as well as something really interesting about this is that every human in his cells has a unique DNA to his own individual. Which would lead to us, they as well discovered the structure of DNA. The structure of DNA consists of a double helix, which consists of hydrogen bonds, deoxyribose sugars, and as well phosphate. And as well in these bonds, we have adenine, thymine, cytosine, and guanine. Since now we have the general information about DNA evidence, let's jump into the usefulness of DNA evidence. Usefulness of DNA evidence. Mainly, all people believe is solving crimes. However, it may as well be as parenting testing, which can tell who is this kid for, to tell the mother, father, and cousins. According to the book, The Introduction to Forensic Genetics, written by William Goodwin, and to begin a process, we must have 15 cells to begin a process. So if we need to begin a certain process, we need to have 15 cells of this for this certain human or organism. So the most easily to examine a human's DNA is by his blood. If we can't find his blood, we look for other materials, which are, according to ForensicScienceSimplified.com, can include all materials such as semen, sweat, white blood cells, all cells except red blood cells. Then we must conduct a research of the DNA materials that we have. We conduct it by a personal genome machine, which was made in 1995 and updated in 2010. This machine it works off semiconductors with a silicon chip, which does the research on the material. After we conduct the research, we shall take out the DNA evidence and storage it and pack it up in a safe place in order to have it uncontaminated and keep and not destroy the evidence. After understanding the making of the DNA, we shall jump into the final, last but not least, the purpose and why is it really important to have DNA evidence in our lives. DNA is vital for all of us in our daily lives in our daily lives and for our daily jobs. We do not understand until we have it around us or until we need it. DNA is mainly known for forensic science, but however, it is made for more than forensic science. It can be used for agriculture and medicine. According to DNAtesting.com, an article illustrated DNA testing plays an important role in research. It forms core bases of other fields such as medicine and agriculture, as well as forensic science. So does it help us in medicine? Well, DNA testing can find for us the perfect. They can find for us the cell that has a disease, and they can find the repellent, the drug to combat that disease. Which this feature enables us to help cure more of these disastrous diseases. So after we have understand about DNA evidence, many people believe that DNA evidence was the greatest invention or greatest discovery of the 20th century. Some people do not believe that. Some people believe it's the greatest of all time. Well, DNA evidence is in our everyday lives. If you cut yourself, there is DNA evidence left behind. If you back by someone, you drink from something, your DNA is left behind. As Josh Waltz said, the DNA is a fingerprint of the 21st century. Thank you all for listening to me.